Hello again, it's nice to see that you've returned. For more art adventures, we're gonna have fun and do some art with culture too, 'cause every day is special. Hey there, my wonderful, amazing grade 3s and 4s up there at OPK School. It's me, Lance Cardinal, back once again for another fun art adventure, and I love spending time with you. It's the best part of the day. I'm so glad to see your smiling faces, and I'm so proud to be in your good graces. That's right, I'm so proud to be from Treaty 8 Bigstone Cree Nation territory, and always enjoy spending some time with you guys doing some art, and today, of course, is no exception. Now, it's almost Halloween, so that means that it's time for spooky, scary stuff, and today is going to be all about Halloween, so we're going to have lots of fun with that. But the first thing we always do whenever we see each other is what? That's right, we say hello in Cree, and that is Tanse. That's right, so on the count of 3, I want to hear you out there, grade 3s and 4s, nice and loud, saying Tanse with me. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Tanse! Great job, you guys. Amazing. Always good to keep practicing over and over. All the Cree words you know, get it locked into your mind, because we are Cree people and we have to be proud of our language. That's just the way it goes. So, good job. Now, the first thing we're going to do today, before we do anything else, is go to a special pumpkin carving station. That's right, I'm going to transform this area into a fun pumpkin carving station, so we're going to go there right now. Are you ready, guys? Here we go. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey, look at that. Now we are in pumpkin carving mode. That's right, OPK. It's time to carve a pumpkin. And what an exciting part of Halloween, of course, that is making a pumpkin and carving it with the family or your friends or whoever you love and care about. Here is my completed pumpkin. Ready? I already carved one. Check it out. Ooh, so cool. So we're going to leave that pumpkin right there, just as a decoration, so to see what we're doing. And this is the pumpkin I'm going to be carving right now. Of course, as we always know, we get all our supplies together, so I got everything I need. I got my pumpkin, which you can get at your local grocery store, or even if you're lucky enough to go to a pumpkin patch, that's even better. Head down to your pumpkin patch, grab your favorite pumpkin, and you are good to go. Now, you're also going to need a few more things, like a big spoon like this to scoop out all the guts inside. I, of course, have this specialized Halloween scooping spoon, but you can get a regular spoon as well. Now, you can buy these at like the dollar store or grocery stores just as well. You can also buy there these little kind of cutting tools. They are very easy to use, much safer than a knife. They're not sharp. They're sort of soft on the top, and they're good for like sawing small details. Now, of course, you can still use a knife, but if you are younger, please ask someone bigger to help you at that point to cut stuff out. You can do all the fun stuff like scooping out the guts and drawing the face on, and your mom or dad or someone you love and care about can do all of those dangerous things. Okay, so that's what they're going to do for you. Now, you're also going to need a marker of some kind or something to draw on the outside to create your face. And of course, a light. Now, you could use a candle on the inside for your Halloween, but I have these really cool, bought them at the dollar store. They're like little glow lights that go inside the thing, and it'll make a nice colorful glow. All right, so you're also gonna need a bucket of some kind, just like this, to put all your guts into to keep things clean. You're also gonna need some paper towel, because your hands are gonna get messy, and you know they are, so having paper towel nearby is also very helpful. All right, so let's begin the fun. So the first thing we're gonna do is cut the top off of our pumpkin. So exciting. Now, when you're cutting the top off a pumpkin, be sure you're cutting it at an angle, not straight up and down. If you cut straight up and down, you're gonna have to, your lid might slide in and fall as it gets a little bit older when it's outside or on your windowsill. So cut at an angle like this so it stays on top much better. So here we go. Now, like I said, you can use a knife or you can use these tools as well. These tools are a little bit easier to use because they are like a little mini saw, okay? So we're gonna saw that top off real quick here. I love the smell of carving a pumpkin. Love the smell of the inside, the smell of all the pumpkin guts, and I even love the smell of baking some of the pumpkins inside when you're done. We'll talk about that in a minute. All right, so here we go. We've cut the top. So here we go. You can see I've made a circle on the outside. So now we're gonna pull the top off. Here we go. You see all the pumpkin guts inside. Oh, look at that! Ew! Pumpkin guts and brains all inside there. So awesome. Pumpkin guts, so cool. So we're gonna take some of these guts, and you know what? The best thing about this stuff, some of this stuff on the inside, when you have pumpkin pie, that's what this stuff hanging down is made of. It's from the pumpkin, inside the pumpkin. And you can also, with these seeds here, separate the seeds from the pumpkin guts, and you'll be able to put them on a baking sheet with some salt and then bake them in the oven for a little while and be able to eat them, and the little seeds inside, so delicious. Something that you and your mom and dad, or cook them, or whoever you have in your family can totally do and try. All right, so let's get all these guts off the top here. And take our knife, our scooper, and we'll scoop off the guts from the lid. There we go. I love this spoon. It is so scrapey, and that's the best part. Look at that, all done. We'll put our top right over here. Now, let's roll up our sleeves and pull out some of these pumpkin guts with our hands. So it's fun. Here we go. All right, you ready? Here we go. Oh, gross! Ew! Now this is the fun part. So ask mom and dad if you can be the one to pull the guts out of the pumpkin. Oh, look at that. Ew! Blech. You know what? I think I'm gonna use a spoon. It's a little bit too messy for me. Take some of our paper towel, wipe off our hands, throw that in the garbage, and let's scrape it out with our spoon. All right, where's my spoon? Here it is. Okay, so I love to scrape from the top of the pumpkin. I'll go all the way around. Now, like I said before, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just gonna be enough to scrape all the things off so that when you put a candle inside, there's nothing to burn. Plus, it looks better when it's lit and there's not a bunch of seeds and stuff inside. So we're scraping off the inside here. Now this might be a job for mom or a dad or a brother or a sister or a cookum or an uncle or someone older who has stronger arms. And like I always say, don't be afraid to ask for help. That's what they're there for. Our family are always ready to help whenever we need it. Oh, look at that. Some of the guts coming out. Ew! Perfect. I'm just about done the inside, and then we get to the fun part, which is making our character. Okay, so putting all that guts in there. Now once again, if you want to save it, make sure and put the guts into a nice bowl, not into a garbage can. We don't want it to get dirty. So put all the guts, if you want, into a baking sheet or into a nice bowl. And then later on, when you're done carving your pumpkin, you can go back and you can bake your seeds or make pumpkin pie. All right, so we're going to put that away for now. We're all done. Spoon as well. All right, now it's time to create our pumpkin face. So we have all these seeds everywhere. So funny. Okay, so now let's keep going. So we have our lid on top, which fits perfectly. It's like a little puzzle. Now we decide where we're gonna put our pumpkin face. You know what? I like this side. So that's the side I'm gonna use right there to create our pumpkin face. Okay, now we're gonna do a very simple face. This one here is more of a triangle pumpkin. I'm gonna do circles for this one, okay? More of a circle eyes, circle pumpkin, okay? So here we go. If you look on my table, I have so many different pumpkins to look at and choose from. This is sort of my inspiration. Starting with the eyes. All right, one big eye here. And another eye over here. But don't forget, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just a jack-o'-lantern, and we're gonna do a triangle nose like this. And then maybe a little pumpkin with fangs, like a vampire. But he's still a happy pumpkin. A big smile on his face. So there we go. there's my pumpkin face that I've decided to put on my pumpkin. So there it is. Looks super, super cool. Now, once we're done that, we can start cutting it out. Now, we're going to take these tools again because they're so great. But like I said before, you can also use a knife if you're old enough. Okay? So we go inside and start cutting. And I like to try to cut outside the black lines just so we don't have to clean it off later and you don't see it later on. But again, it doesn't really matter if you have black lines. It's totally fine. So I hope everyone is all ready for Halloween, all your costumes and everything. Oh, there we go. One eye out. Pumpkin eye. So cool. Put that in the garbage can there. And there we have one eye. How exciting. We'll put our lid off to the side for now. All right, now it's time for our second eye. Start cutting that one out too. Oh. This is such a fun project to do at home with your family near Halloween. Put on some fun Halloween music, maybe even some Halloween cartoons, and get everyone together and let everyone say, let's do a family pumpkin. And if you really want to be brave, you can pick a design that you like from a comic book or maybe online. You can go check out some pictures and print them out. It doesn't have to be anything special. You can make it up as you go along. The best and most important part is just to have fun. And this is the best. I absolutely love Halloween, and I even love carving pumpkins even more. Nose is done. Boop. Oh, he got a nose job, and there it went. So there we now have our eyes and our nose all done. Perfect. Trying to get some of those little squigglies off the back. There we go. Now it's time for the smile. And like I said before, I have a bit of a vampire mouth, so I'm going to cut that vampire mouth out with fangs. Okay, here we go. Oh, real difficult with this thing sometimes. There we go. I'm going down to the smiley part. Started on this side. I'm getting so messy and I love it. Getting messy when you do pumpkins is the best part. So be sure you're wearing clothes you don't mind getting messy. All right, now time to make the fangs for my vampire pumpkin. 2 fangs, center, and the other fang. Now this vampire pumpkin, he is a vampire, but he only eats pumpkin seeds. He does not like to eat people, just pumpkin seeds. So he'll be happy to have some pumpkin seeds after we're done. Okay, I think we're all done the mouth. All cut out. Let's pop it out and see how it looks. Oh, yes! That is so awesome. Put that down there. Look, it looks pretty good, I think. So we can cut some of those little parts off with our knife to make it look better. Just like that. I think that looks pretty good. And there we have it. Our pumpkin is all done. Oh my goodness, it looks so great. Now, let's put the light in and see how it looks, okay? So first thing we're gonna do is turn it around so you can't see yet. We'll put the light inside. All right, here we go. Whoa, it's so cool. Are you guys ready to see it? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Our amazing, cool pumpkin. Oh my goodness, and it's flashing so cool. This is the kind of thing that you can have at your house, outside on your steps in the wintertime, during Halloween time, and even if it gets really cold, it'll just stay frozen. Or you can put it in your window, whatever you want to do. Whatever you decide is going to be the best thing for you to do. All right, so hope your pumpkins look as good as mine. I'm sure they will, but be sure, get your family together, spend some time doing pumpkins. But now, let's get back to our art project and our Cree word of the day. Here we go. And we're back here in the art studio. So exciting. Wasn't that the coolest ever making pumpkins? I hope you guys out there have your pumpkins ready to go and they look as cool as the ones that we made together. I'm sure they will because you guys are awesome and you rock. And that carving of the pumpkin brings us to today's Cree word of the day. And of course, the Cree word of the day is something that sort of sets the tone for the day and also helps us figure out what our craft of the day is going to be. And today's Cree word of the day is Halloween. And the way we say Halloween in Cree is weyatsehkew kesikaw. Weyatsehkew kesikaw. And that means tricking day. So today we go trick-or-treating, we put a mask on and scare our mom and dad, our brothers and sisters, go with all of our friends and have a good time, and even at school we play tricks on each other. Such a fun time. So Halloween is our Cree word of the day. Weyatsehkew kesikaw. Amazing. So cool. Now that brings us to today's craft of the day, which is going to be so much fun. You know what it is? Check it out. We are going to be making Halloween paper lanterns. Ooh, so much fun. These are the coolest ever, you guys. They're paper lanterns, very easy to make, and also lots of fun because you can customize it, make it however you want. You could do like a pumpkin or a zombie or maybe like a bat with a... My bat's ear is all floppy. That's okay. And it's a ghost. Woo! So cool. So that's what we're making today. We're gonna work on these amazing lanterns. So I'll put two over here for now. I'm gonna put two over here for now. And so we have our little samples ready to go. And I think we're gonna work on only one of those lanterns today, and that's gonna be, of course, the jack-o'-lantern, because we just did a pumpkin, so let's do a jack-o'-lantern. Okay, so first thing we always do when we start these projects is get all our supplies together. So let's do that right now. First thing we're gonna need is, paper. So today we're gonna need orange paper and black paper. So these are regular 8.5 by 11 sheets, but you can use whatever size you want. It's totally up to you. Next we're gonna need a stapler. This is super important to have a stapler so we can staple these things together. So make sure you have one of these nearby. Teachers, you might have to go around with the staplers, as many as you have, and staple for everyone if you can. This depends on the way your classroom is set up. We're also going to need some glue, and I'm going to be using a glue stick today. It's much easier to work with a glue stick for this project, but you can also use white glue or even a glue gun if you have them in your classroom. It's totally up to you. We're also going to need a marker. So if you want to draw things, designs, we can do that as well. I even like to use a white pencil to draw some lines. So this is something we're going to talk about in a little bit. So if you have a white pencil crayon, this can help, but you don't need it. And we're ready to go. All right, you guys, step one. First thing we're going to do is pick the piece of paper that's going to be our lantern. And this one here is my full-size sheet, okay? So we have our lantern here. First thing we're going to do is cut off the end. Oh, I forgot. We need scissors. So make sure you have your scissors, and of course, use scissors that are good for you. These ones are for adults like myself. I'm sure you have some kid scissors in your classroom. Be sure and use the ones that are appropriate for you, okay? Now, first thing we do is cut off our handle. So that handle there. So we take our scissors and we cut. Now, you can draw a line if you want to, but you know what? Just cut. Doesn't matter. See? Easy as pie. So that's gonna be your handle, so put that aside for now. Next thing we're gonna do is fold our paper the long way, okay? So not the short way, but the long way. So we fold it in half just like this. Make sure all the edges meet, and it looks something like that, okay? Little teepee. Super cool. Now we're gonna draw lines on our lantern to show where we're gonna cut, okay? So we wanna draw these lines about 1 inch apart and on the folded side, okay? Not the open side, the folded side. The line only goes so far, to about there. We don't wanna go all the way. Now you don't have to draw these lines, but sometimes it's fun to draw. It makes things a little bit easier when you're cutting it out, but in reality, you can just use your eye and trust your scissors to do the work. Now we're drawing the lines, but not all the way to the top, okay? We have to leave some room for our top and bottom, all right? So what we do is take our scissors and we cut only up to there, okay? All the way. And do that all the way down. Like I said, you don't have to draw the lines if you don't want to. You can just free cut it as well. And it might make the lines not as even, but that doesn't really matter. It's just a project. It doesn't have to be perfect. There's no rules to art. Like I always say, your way is the correct way, right? Okay, so we put our scissors down. Now we have our piece of paper cut with our flaps, the folded side, like that. Perfect. Now, next we're gonna open it up and take it like this, and we're gonna wrap it around like that to make our lantern. Isn't that cool? It basically makes itself. It's so easy. So we overlap the top part, we get our stapler, and we staple it. Just like that. Easy as pie. To the other side. Hooray! So easy. So that's it right there. So now the next step we're going to do is put the handle on the top, okay? That's easy enough as well. We take our piece of paper we cut at the beginning, and we use our stapler again, and we staple it on the top. One side, and then the other. There it is. Boinga, 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 boinga. So cool. And there is the first part of our paper lantern, jack-o'-lantern. Today we're going to do the jack-o'-lantern, which is this guy right here. So the next step we're going to do is add the handles. Done. Now add the face. That's right. So let's put this aside for now. We get our black paper, and here's where our white pencil crayon comes in really handy, because we want to draw all the different things for the face ahead of time. Now you don't have to do this. If you want to just start cutting shapes out and put whatever you want in your pumpkin, that's totally up to you. And you could also use yellow paper. You don't have to use black, but black looks really cool, as you can tell there. It just shows up better, right? So we're going to draw our shapes on here first. You can draw the whole face if you want. It might be easier to draw it right in place, then you can see how it's going to look. First thing we're going to do is draw an eye. Now keep in mind it's quite slender and tall. Don't make your face really, really wide. Make sure it's slender, okay? We're gonna go a triangle here, another triangle here, small triangle here. And what about the mouth? I mean, this mouth is kind of like a jack-o'-lantern mouth, but we'll do something a bit different. Maybe we'll do like a oh mouth. Let's try that one today. So it's like, ooh, jack-o'-lantern, oh. So there we go, guys. I've drawn my face on my black paper, and that's going to be what I cut out. So we go ahead and take our scissors and start cutting out the pieces. Now, a trick for cutting out paper is to cut the smaller piece, cut off of your large piece whenever you're cutting things out. So you're not having to battle with a big giant piece of paper. Cut the little piece off, put that aside, and then you have something smaller to work with. And sometimes I like to make it even smaller by cutting things into smaller pieces, like that. Then it's easier to work with. First thing we do is the mouth. Now, just like last week, we want to make sure that the lines are on the back side. So when we glue this on, we don't have our lines in the front, on the back, okay? So there's our mouth, perfect. Next is our little nose, little button nose. This is a much smaller pumpkin than the last pumpkin face in the last one, but that's okay. Like I said, there's no rules to this. Make it up as we go. Cut out these triangles. One there. And one there. Cool, perfect. All done with that. We put our scraps in the garbage and recycle bin so we don't make a mess. So there we have our amazing pumpkin face ready to go, okay? Now, next thing we're gonna do is attach the face to our lantern. So we put our lantern here. We use our glue stick to attach to the face. Now, glue stick is a much easier thing to work with, better than white glue. White glue kind of takes a while to dry, and sometimes it can slide off, or you can get a floppy ear like my back over here. That's just what happens. So we're gonna start with our mouth. Put it right on the bottom. maybe right about there. Now the only trouble with glue stick is not as sticky as white glue. You just gotta kind of press it in, but that's okay. Perfect. Okay, now the nose. Cool. Looks so good so far. Almost as good as our jack-o'-lantern we carved. Maybe not as cool, but definitely looks pretty good. Let's do an eye. Now, another trick with using a glue stick is not to always put it down and do this, because sometimes it gets glue everywhere. If you want to put some paper down, that would protect it. But the easier thing to do is take the paper and put it on the glue stick instead, and just rub it around like that. That way you're not putting glue stick on the table or on your desk or on anywhere else except for where it needs to be. It's a little trick. So we put that right here. Eye number 1. And using our new glue stick technique, we put some glue on this one, just like that. We add it on. Now I have some lights, which I'm going to grab in a second here from my jack-o'-lanterns, that I want to put inside and try it out. So, just give me 1 second here. Alright, so there we go. And it's all done! Oh my goodness, check it out! I made another jack-o'-lantern, and this one, it has like a more of a scared mouth, I guess. But so I have some lights as well I'm going to use when I get home that are LED lights. And if you want to light it up in the bottom, you can put it somewhere, get your little LED light like this, and put it on top and it'll glow. So that'll be cool, but don't use a candle. Nothing that's this is very flammable, so you don't want to do that. So now we have 5 lanterns, so we can count these all together. 5 lanterns. So cool. All right, here we go. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's right, 5 lanterns in a row. So cool. Now let's try and count those again in Cree. Are you ready? Piak, Niso, Nensto, Niwa, and Niyanin. That's right, that's 5 in Cree. Let's try it one more time, and I want to hear you guys as well, counting in Cree up to 5. Are you ready? Here we go. Piak, Nisa, Ninsta, Niwa, and Niyanin. Yes, I love my paper lanterns, and I'm sure yours are amazing too. And you know what? You don't have to do these ones. You can choose your own kind of lantern. Maybe you want to do a skeleton. Maybe you want to do a spider. It doesn't matter. Use your imagination. Add whatever you want for paper to make your lantern amazing, which I know it is. But yes, so once again, thank you all for being here with me again. Grade 3s and 4s. It's always so much fun. Have a great day, and may the Creator watch over you as long as the sun shines, the grass grows, and the river flows. Have a great day, guys. See you next time. So cool.